This soul session is dedicated to Yasharal, who believes that just because they're Yasharal, they got a foot in the door. And that they can hate on people that they deem to be strangers, whether they know it as a fact or not. So let's see what the scriptures say. Now, if y'all know Isaiah 56, there's a portion that focuses on the strangers, and the word there is nakar or nakri, which is also the same word used in 1 Kings 8:41 through 43 in reference to when Solomon's saying anything that those strangers ask, do for them, the people that are not of Israel. So Isaiah 56, as you can see, says those who hold fast to his covenant, they'll get a name better than sons or daughters, an everlasting name that shall not perish. That word underlined is nakar, for the foreigners. The foreigners who are joined to Elohim to render service and to love Elohim's name, to be devoted servants. All who keep the Shabbat do not profane it, and who hold fast to my covenant. I will bring them to my sacred mount, and let them rejoice in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and sacrifices shall be welcome on my altar, for my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. And we know there's a bunch of laws on how to treat the strangers, not to oppress them. I'm not going to go through all that right now. If you know Torah, you will know these. But I might come back to that a little later. Let's get to the next one. As I stated in the previous slide, 1 Kings 8:41 through 43. Or if a foreigner, and it says there, ha-nakri, who is not of your people, Yasharal, come from a distant land for the sake of your name. For they shall hear about your great name and your mighty hand and your outstretched arm, and thus comes to pray towards this house. Or habayat. O hear in your heavenly abode and grant all that the nakri asks for you. Thus all the people of the earth will know your name and revere you, as does your people Yasharal, and they will recognize that your name is attached to this house that I have built. So, it seems here we have a conundrum with these so-called Israelites that think they're above somebody that they think is a stranger. But even if they are a stranger, if that stranger holds to the covenant, keeps Shabbat, does shuvot or shuvah, repents, and does not walk in the path of the wicked, versus 100% blood-born Yasharal, Israelite, quote unquote, that can be black as asphalt, unambiguous versus the ambiguous one. If the ambiguous one is righteous and the 100% Israelite is not, and has hate in his heart for not only his brother or a stranger that is attached to the Most High, and he is wicked, and he does not keep the Torah in his mouth all day as is commanded, then he will be cut off. He will be deemed Rasha'im, the wicked. And the stranger will be at the Holy Mount. So it does not matter what you are. It matters what you do and how you do it. Next slide. Let's see what Moshe said about his own people. We go to Shemot, and for the Hebraically illiterate, that is Exodus 32. Verse 22. Actually, this is Aaron that said this. Let not my Adonai be enraged. You know that this people is bent on evil. This people is bent on evil. And we see that again and again, proven as they got the covenant. They swore to the Most High they would keep his statutes, commandments, decrees, ordinances. And what did they do? Over and over again. Meditate on that a little bit. Next slide. Now let's hop to Ezekiel 3. Elohim said to me, mortal, or son of man, Ben Adam, go to the house of Yasharal and repeat my very words to them. For you are sent not to a people of unintelligible speech and difficult language, but to the house of Yasharal. Not to the many peoples of unintelligible speech and difficult language, Salah, whose talk you cannot understand. If I sent you to them, they would listen to you. But the house of Yasharal will refuse to listen to you because they refuse to listen to me. For the whole house of Yasharal are brazen of forehead and stubborn of heart. So, as we see here, the Most High agrees with Aaron. Stiff-necked, prideful, can't take rebuke or correction. Do not think you are special just because you are, or you think you are Yasharal. And think you're above people just because you think you're Yasharal and you think that they're not, simply due to how they look. Because it's clear that there will be majority of Yasharal is not going to make it. And there is going to be Nakri that do. And apparently they would have listened if the prophets went to them. But these your stiff-necked asses not going to do it. And I know somebody's going to already try to flip this like it's hate speech to Yasharal. It's truth. We can make all the excuses in the world, but it's truth. The Most High said it. So if you're going against it, you're going against the Most High. It's the truth about our people. And whether you believe I'm your people or not, it is the truth, for the Most High said it. And Aaron said it, and they agreed with each other. Stiff-necked, wicked, false witnesses, murderers, hateful, prideful, no humility, no righteous acts. Now, if you fit this criteria of a Rashaim or a wicked person, you might as well be Goy. You might as well be a stranger or Esau or a Girgashite or a Hamite. But you know, a Hamite has a better chance of making it than an Israelite if he fits Isaiah 56 versus an Israelite that doesn't do what the Most High says to do and fits all the negative criteria. So yeah, we gotta humble ourselves, admit when we're wrong, and seek that perfection. Admit our faults and seek to do better. Any questions, comments, concerns? Oh, hold up. I got a few more slides left. I'm gonna show why you can't assume somebody is not your people just because they don't exactly look how you want them to look. Remember, David was ready, the same word, Admoni, to describe Esau in Genesis 25:25. So let me show you something real quick. Now, many would look at this dude, actor on Prison Break, I believe, and think he's, straight white man. Isaiah might think he's Esau. Let's look at his father. Well, wouldn't have seen that coming, huh? Now, this is why you can't be ignorant and think that because somebody looks a certain way, that they are something. You know, I gotta ask my boy for the other picture. This dude looks straight black, quote unquote black. And you would think he's an Israelite, but you look at his lineage. Grandfather, a white man. So, we gotta humble down. Nobody really knows 100% where they descend from. You could have descended from a white man 500 years ago. You know, people say that white men raped the black women during slavery. So if that's the case, a lot of black women gave birth to white men's babies, but they would have looked Negro. You know, especially if they kept mixing with other races, they would look like something different today. Even if they kept mixing with black, they look straight black today, but they descend from a white man. So, people gotta humble down. It's not about your race. It's about what you do and how you do it. Are you righteous or are you wicked? Do you repent from your wicked ways or do you continue in them? That is what the Most High is looking at. He looks at the heart. Man looks on the outward appearance. Man, Elohim is not man. Yahweh is not man. And that basically concludes this SouL session. Lama regeshu goyim, wala amayim yegureke, yityasebu, milke eres, wahazararim nosdu yakad, al Yahweh wa al Misheko,